Hey, what's up everybody? We are back today with the fourth and final part of our Descent DLC walkthrough. We are right where we left off with part 3. We're down right where you find the first Bastion of the Pure gear for the Gears in the Deep Roads collection. And we're going to head on into the next section of the Bastion of the Pure map. So in part 3 we covered up here, and as the map transitioned kind of back to the Forgotten Caverns, and finished all that up, but now we're going to head into the heart of the Bastion of the Pure. So we're going to head down here, and ahead of us we're going to run into the first of many, what we're going to refer to as weapon walls. So we're going to go ahead and shield everybody up, kill this wonderful magic-using dwarf off, even though dwarfs are not supposed to be able to use magic. Alright, once he's killed off, go ahead and examine the wall.
They built this to stop us. There must be some way to get through.
Alright, then look around on the ground. Obviously, go ahead and loot him. But next to him, you're going to find a weapon fragment. So go ahead and pick that up. These Earthshaker weapon fragments are going to be what you need in order to open these weapon walls that you come across. I'm going to stand here, take it in the face like a champ, and head on in. So we got a new quest here to pick up 5 Earthshaker weapons.
Let's keep gathering their weapons. There may be more barriers ahead.
And that's what we're going to pick up throughout the rest of this area.
Do you think anyone besides the Shah Bratol has traveled down here?
We are very likely the first to travel this far.
And we absolutely hate these guys with a fiery passion. You can also see that we switched up our party composition a little bit, switched up our enchants a little bit. If you investigate these guys as you're fighting them, you find that the Earthshakers are cold resistant and fire resistant, but they're not resistant to electricity, even though they are immune to being shocked. The other ones that you fight, the guys with the big hammers, the ones that are kind of stealthy, etc., they are actually vulnerable to lightning damage, and they are obviously not immune to being shocked. So this works as a pretty good setup if you got some Fade-Touched Obsidian floating around, some Fade-Touched Silverite, something that's got the chain lightning effect on it. That might be a good thing to use. Anything with lightning on it, really good damage against these guys compared to just using Fire Cold or other regular attacks. So I just want to point that out because things did change a little bit between Part 3 and Part 4, and I'm sure you were wondering why. Get back to killing this guy off. And now he's down. So something you may have noticed, I didn't point it out, but you probably have noticed it if you got down in here, is that if you search around, there's a gear up above here. Right there. Don't worry about trying to climb up there to get that. You're going to pick that up a little bit later into the game. But for right now, we're just going to acknowledge that it's there and move along home. So up here, we're going to run into our first operation that we're going to drop down here in the Bastion of the Pure. And once we drop it, it is going to, once we complete the operation, it's going to build us a nice little bridge and a bunch of my favorite things, ladders, that get us all the way to the top and get us up in here, where we're going to pick up some gears, some gear, and just some other good stuff that's hanging around up there. But we'll come back to that. We're actually going to drop all of our markers before we wind up going back, so we don't have to do too much backtracking. Alright, kill him off, loot him up. gonna head back here, just make sure that we know the other guy died in a weird place. We will make sure he doesn't drop a weapon fragment, which he did. So you don't want to miss those because otherwise you're going to be in a position when you get to the end and you actually need to use these 5 that you're going to have to kill some shit off in order to pick up your final ones. So just be aware, you want to pick them up along the way. It's not that hard to do, you just have to not miss the loot like we almost did because I got to talking and not paying attention and damn near lost it. So let's get in here.
That was the most powerful tremor yet.
Deal with these
You hear
guys.
the same rhythm.
It's getting faster, harsh, like
And these guys will drop
something
1
breathing.
weapon fragment. I think you're really only getting it from these Earthshaker guys here. I'm not sure the other ones drop it. So if once this guy's dead, we can go loot the other one. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have one. It's just regular loot from him. So, you know, they're Earthshaker weapon fragments, and these are the Earthshakers that we're killing. So I think that's why they're the only ones that drop them. That would make sense. But if you come over here and you turn around and look at the mountain, you're going to see some torchlight coming out of a little hole that's been carved into the rock. If you head up in there, there's going to be yet another operation flag to drop. Once you drop that, you're going to get an expedition operation to excavate these caverns, clear away that rock, and in there we're going to find some gear. I think our revered Maul pattern is in there. There's a mug in there. There's another page from our Chronicles of the Wars. And there is also the ability for us to get up top and get that gear that I showed you a little while back that I said don't worry about. We'll get to that later. All that comes from in there. So now when you get to this point, you have 2 options. You can kind of head down this direction or you can go up here. For right now, we're going to head down here just a little ways to pick up a gear that's down here. And then we're going to head up here. Because what's going to happen is there's a bunch of content to clear out up here, and once you're done, it kind of drops you like right back down here, which is where you would wind up anyways if you headed down in this direction. So it just seems more efficient to me to grab this gear and then head around the other direction. You may not find that to be the case in your game, but as for me, that seemed to work best.
we're both children of the stone. Please stop.
Yes, plead with them. I'm sure that will work.
Goodbye!
Somehow I don't think the vampire dwarves are listening. Alright, we'll kill him off, loot his weapon fragment, and then grab the gear that I was telling you about that's down here. It's right over here behind these rocks. Make your way out onto the ledge, grab that, and then head up over here, and we're going to destroy this wall for no other reason other than the fact that we don't want to come up here and do it later. You really don't have to, but just for the sake of completeness, I'm going to go ahead and drop it.
These weapons.
So now we're going to head back up top and go down the
We have
path
no
not
choice.
taken
It's
that
the
I was
only way
referring
through
to
the
earlier,
barriers.
because there is a bunch of stuff to be had over here that you don't want to miss out on, and it's just easier or more efficient, in my opinion, to go this direction first. So we're going to head down here. Please pay attention when you get down here. There is a guy right over there standing up on that rock who's a ranged guy. You may want to take him out first so he doesn't wind up peppering your guys with ranged attacks while you're down here trying to clean up the rest of the junk down here. And this is one of our favorite Earthshaker guys. With all his dwarven magic.
Take you.
Dwarves should not be able to cast spells. And it's not just because it's breaking the lore. That doesn't really bother me. It's the fact that it annoys the shit out of me, and that's what's most important. It has nothing to do with being the fact that they shouldn't be able to cast because they're dwarves. So if you head over here, you're going to find that there is absolutely nothing over here. You're going to think, well, shit, what am I supposed to find over here? But if you turn around and look up, you're going to see that there is a cave to go into. So that is where we're going to head right now. We're going to head in the cave and find our next report for the Chronicles of the Forgotten Wars. That's 4. We'll pick up 5 in just a little bit. And then we're going to head in here and find this guy here. I've been in here a couple times, more than a couple, and this guy's not always here. He's here, I would say, 8 out of 10 times for me, but not always. I don't know what makes him not be here. I have absolutely no idea, but just be forewarned, sometimes when I come in here, there's absolutely nobody standing in here waiting for me to kill them. So, just a heads up, in case it looks a little bit different when you come in here. Alright, we'll get him killed off. We will loot his weapon fragment. And we're going to jump up here right near this little lyrium tree and see if we can snatch our gear, which we can. And then we're going to watch Cassandra randomly float above the rocks there. I'm going to stick this in the rock, take it in the face, because that's how we roll. And then we're going to head inside here to this little ritual chamber. And in case you didn't catch it on the way in, there's a chest back here. I always skip it just because there's absolutely jack shit in it, but I'll prove that to you just by showing it to you. Obviously, it's a chest that can yield more schematics for you if it's something you're still after, but given the fact that most of the new weapon schematics and armor schematics that are coming out don't allow you to modify them at all, you probably don't care about that stuff anymore. But there's no like unique items in there, and there's no purple rings, no belts, no weapons, no new schematics, you know, tier 4 schematics, and things that at this point in the game you probably care about. That chest is just always got junk in it. So we're going to continue to make our way back here, and inside we're going to find a larger ritual chamber and the nutty arcane horror professor that has been mutilating animals and playing with their body parts. But not in that way. Anyways, we'll head in here and deal with him.
You're behind the rituals.
Kill off his minions first, just because they get in the way and they're annoying.
You can't
Not
hurt
quite
me.
as annoying as he is, but... Oh yeah, he's just porting all over the place. And if you've never taken the chance to look at an arcane horror, that's Blackwall. He's not the arcane horror. So, they are vulnerable to spirit damage, obviously something you would have as a mage on your staff, and they're vulnerable to fire, which is something you would have if you were rocking, you know, the AoE fire trap spell or something along those lines, or if you'd swapped out staffs for this because you keep a fire staff, a cold staff, and a lightning staff handy just in case. We really don't right now. We're just pushing through the content and not playing as efficiently as we probably should when it comes to killing shit the right way. I know you did not just shoot that green shit at me. And he is dead. We're going to go ahead and loot some gold on the ground. But we're going to head over here and loot him. And inside, you're going to find some good shit. Vestments of the Pure and a new Vitar for Iron Bull. So there are the stats on that. There are the stats on that. We're going to grab both of those. We'll take a look at them in just a bit. Superb belt of cold resistance, superb belt of magic resistance, our schematic for the vestments of the pure, and the helmet, the cowl of the pure. As you're going through here, if you do not pick up the schematic for the revered defender armor or the schematic for the cowl of the pure, don't worry. It all comes from the final battle, so you're not missing anything. It just so happens to be positioned at the very end of this, so you're not going to have it right away. And yes, I'm not forgetting to show you what it looks like. We're going to look at it in just a little while. There's some other stuff to pick up that's going to do it all at once. So we're going to head down here, and down here we're going to find a gear and some guys to kill off. We'll go ahead and grab the gear, and just know that by dropping down in this direction, half the time my guys just decide to stay up on this platform here and spectate while I drop down and get my ass kicked. So just FYI. Sometimes they come down. Sometimes they just like to stand up there and laugh at you as you die. I think they came down this time because I don't have Iron Bull or Varric with me, and since they're both assholes, I think they're the ones that convinced the rest of the party to not come down and help out. That's what I think's happening. All right, so we're down here. We're gonna hit another weapon wall. Take it to the face.
We're getting quite good at this.
And we're gonna head down in this direction. And as soon as we get past this wall here, we're gonna wrap around to the right and head up a hill and grab a gear.
Nothing like these dwarves is mentioned anywhere in the memories. If I had been prepared, Ren might still be alive.
Yeah, we don't care about Ren. Ren is dead. He's no longer contributing to the mission. C'est la vie. Let's not bring up his name again. All right, so, yeah, what have you done for me lately, Ren? You died. Come on. Let's look at the quest map. So, as you can see, here is where we were when we picked up that that first gear where I said, we're going to come down here, pick up a gear, and then we're going to head around here and kind of clear out some content. That's why. Because from here, you wind up wrapping all the way around, and it winds up dumping you right down here anyways. So it's better than coming down here and then walking all the way back up here, and then around, and then back down. It's just more efficient to do it this way. At least it's gotten to be more efficient for me. It's the way I do it pretty much all the time now coming through here. Something else to note over here is there is a supply cache, so you can load up on potions if you are low. And we're going to head down here, run into some more bad guys that are eagerly awaiting our arrival. You cannot hide from my lightning balls. They're too much for you. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of looting now. We are not seeing any weapon fragments because we did not kill off any earth shakers this time. That's why there's none there. However, make sure you come up here. It's likely there might be a little bit of loot down here from killing a guy off, but don't go any further than that tree right there on the left. You're going to see why here in a little bit. We'll talk about it, but just take my word for it. Come up here, do your looting, and don't go past that point. So we're going to loot these two things. We're going to grab this gear that is sitting up on this rock, and then head towards the back where we're going to find another operation and a landmark. So we're going to grab our landmark, and over here we're going to find our operation. So drop that, and it is actually going to build us a little bridge that gets us over to where you see those lyrium vines or veins or roots or whatever the fuck they are on that big rock over there. So it's going to get us over there. All right, so from here, now that we've dropped all of our operations, we're actually going to head back to our main Inquisition camp up on level 1 and kick off our operations, and then we're going to come back down and go into those areas that we left unexplored or left undone with our operations now that they've been unlocked. This is actually going to open up that bridge that exploded on us in part 3. So it's going to go ahead and repair that bridge for us, which is nice. We're going to go over there and get some loot and fight off some boss level Earthshaker guys, but they're going to yield some more weapon fragments for us, so we definitely want to go kill them off. That is going to build us the first marker that we dropped, where I said the bridge would get us up onto that real high ledge. This one is going to clear out that cavern. This was the excavation one. That's going to get us up to that gear that I told you we would just come back and get later. And then this one is going to build the one out by the sea that we just dropped. So now that we've got all of those completed, we are going to back out, go back to our quest map, and then we're going to head down to the Bastion of the Pure waypoint. Port there, because that broken or exploded bridge, however you see it, is actually right back through this cavern. So it's nice to have the waypoint nearby, and you can absolutely jump back up there. If you remember, you kind of jumped down once the bridge exploded, but it does make it easy enough for you to get back up there. So we're going to jump our way back up to the bridge and cross it, and then deal with some boss level guys, some boss level Earthshaker guys, and do a bit of looting. So up the hill, up the hill, up. Around this way, don't fall off the side and look like an idiot, because I've never done that before. You know we don't fall off ledges. You know that. Alright, so we're going to cross the bridge, and we're going to head down to the back of this room. And in the back, we're going to be met with 2 Earthshaker guys. Now, remember, I'm telling you, these are boss-level Earthshaker guys. These are not your standard run-of-the-mill Earthshakers. These guys have a lot of health, and they're just as much of a pain in the ass to kill as the rest. So, know that they're here waiting for you, and they're ready to play. And if you compare this to what we saw before with the Earthshakers, you can see they have like 3 times as much health. They have a little more armor, I believe. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit different for you depending on what level of difficulty you're playing on. But I just wanted to point it out to you so you could see that they are just a bit different than the other ones that we hate so much. Sometimes you can keep them together like this a little bit. Other times they will split up. Just know if you can keep them together, it's easier because you have the ability to hit them both at the same time with shit. But, of course, that's not working out this time. Make sure if you have a rogue with you or Iron Bull that if you can, keep the shield on them, because when these guys cast their little magic fail, it is a real good chance that it'll drop full guard on like a rogue or something if you have them with some guard and chance on their weapons. They don't have nearly the defense that your tanks do. Alright, so we killed 1 off. 2 off. We'll do a bit of looting here, and you can see they do yield those Earthshaker weapons, weapon fragments rather, and so if you're missing any, this is a good place to pick up any ones that you might have missed, and only one of these chests really has anything significant. I think it is this one. Nope. This one. Yes. Stonestalker mask. So this is your medium armor rogue mask. Go ahead and grab that, and then you've got a new shield. Go ahead and grab that, and I will show you that this chest has absolutely nothing in it as well. Garbage. So now that we've got a lot of that stuff, let's go ahead and I'm going to head back down. We're still going to look at it all. I promise. I'm just going to do it all at once, just for the fact that there's other stuff we're going to pick up here real soon as we go into some of these other areas. So we're going to port back down to the waypoint, and they're going to head down to this operation marker that we dropped and head up to the top of that pillar. So this time when we come down here, we're actually going to head around to the right, since that's the direction we want to go anyways. We're going to head down here and then make our way all the way to the back to the operation marker that we dropped. And once again, it's that excavate one that we did that's going to get us up there to get that gear. So that's the next one we'll go to after we do the one we're headed to right now. So you can see up ahead we have ourselves a nice wooden walkway that the dwarves were so nice to construct for us, and they gave us my favorite, ladders. You know what I need? I need boots of levitation, so I can skip the ladders and just float up to the top, or maybe they need to introduce like a ladder skill into the game. I mean, since the beginning, how many frickin' ladders have you climbed? I mean, don't you think your adeptness with climbing ladders should have increased by some multiple? I don't know, like 2, 3? I should be 3 times better at climbing ladders now than I ever was at the beginning of the game, and I'm not, and it just takes too long to get up there. I'm in a hurry. I got videos to do. Let's climb faster. Alright, so that's a gear we're going to pick up here, and then before we head off and do anything else, we're going to do some looting, because there is more good loot up here. It just happens to be in this chest? Yes. So there is our revered defender helm and our shield. You notice that is the exact same shield we picked up previously. So let's go into our inventory and check out some of the stuff that we have picked up here. If we go to armor, and this does nothing special. Whatever. It's one of those like completely you can't notice a change Vitars on Iron Bull, so we're not even going to discuss it. You see the stats on it. It wouldn't be a bad thing to give him, but once again, it's just as far as I'm concerned. Cowl of the Pure. So here are the stats on it. Here's what it looks like. Not a bad looking helm. I think they did a pretty damn good job with these helms this time. Here is the revered defender helm. Obviously not meant for me to wear, but still. This is more for your heavy armor wearers. Very nice looking, I think. And the Stonestalker mask is kind of like the Cowl of the Pure, except it has this big blade head on the top of it. Hopefully that's coming through in the video. But, and if we check out the stats on that, there are the stats on that, and the stats on the Revered Defender helm. You saw the stats on the vestments of the Pure before, but you didn't get to see what they look like. Here's what they look like. Yeah, I'm just not particularly crazy about them. I don't know why. There's just something about them that makes me not like them, at least from a visual standpoint. On the other hand, from a crafting standpoint, with the pattern, it does give you some useful offensive options that you don't get when you craft the dragon armor that I'm wearing right now that we picked up with the Jaws of Hacken DLC. So we're going to head around the back of the mountain here and grab our last gear. And if you are so interested, you may come over here and go, hey, look, I can get up on that. If I just drop down, I can I tried it a few times. Maybe you'll be luckier than I am, but generally I just fall and take damage or die. So it's honestly right at the next excavation that we did, or operation that we did. So to me, it's not worth dying over. So I just head back down, and we'll pick it up here in just a moment. So there was nothing else to find up there. But if we head down in this direction, and then we kind of hang a right, there's this path that you may have discovered previously that if you got up to the top of, your path was blocked by a bunch of rocks. But now that we've done that excavation operation, the rocks have been removed and we can get in here. So what's there to find in here? Check this, because you're going to get a pattern. Here is your Revered Defender Maul. Occasionally there is also silverite in here, so keep an eye out for that, because that's always nice to find. I did do that operation there, the pure ore harvesting, and it yielded me 29 silverite. Obviously no fade touched, but it didn't yield a good bit of silverite if you're looking for some and you don't want to go out and play around farming it. But we're going to head out here. We're going to hang left, and they're going to walk out onto this little platform here, and you can see it right over there. That's where we were before, where I was saying you can kind of try to drop down, but you'd probably miss it and take damage or die. And they're going to head up here, and a couple things to note. One, you can see there is a silverite vein up here in order to loot. Sometimes there's also one that spawns right here, and sometimes there are none that spawn up here. So that's not a guaranteed thing for you to see up here. This loot is nothing special, just random stuff. But you want to head around here and not fall down like I just did, because the jump is tenuous and you don't really want to fall all the way to the bottom, especially not when you're recording, because then you'll kind of look like an idiot. But eventually we get up there, grab it, and then we'll jump back around and head back down. See, I've got pro jumping skills. There was no chance I was going to fall off there. I mean, it wasn't even close. I didn't almost accidentally fall to my death or anything along those lines. That did not happen. We're moving on. Down the ladder and around to the right here, we're going to find a mug on our final report from the Chronicles of the Forgotten Wars. So that should be mug number 9. This should close out our quest, Chronicles of the Forgotten Wars. And we're going to pick up mug number 10 down by the final operation marker that we dropped all the way at the bottom out by the sea. So over there, we're going to pick up a mug, we're going to pick up a special staff, we're going to pick up some more gear, all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to head back down, back down, back down. Here's where we are on the map if you're just wondering where the hell we just came out of. Just came out of the cave. Remember when we came over here, I said if you turn around and face the mountain, you can see the torchlight coming through. There's a little hole in it. We went in here, dropped a marker. Yeah, this is where we are. So obviously, since we don't have to go back up top again, we're just going to skip that whole section. And we're going to head down in this direction. This is why we blew up the wall while we were down here, just because it would make it easier coming through here the second time, so we didn't have to wait for the wall to blow up as we were trying to make our way quickly back down to the sea. When next I see the sea, will the sea have seen or not seen me? Alright, so we're going to continue on our way down, 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 and then up on this platform over here to the left. Always keeping to the left, not going down there. And when we get over here, we will see that there is a bridge built for us, and no ladders. Score 1 for the good guys. We're going to head over here to this other side. There's no loot to be had over here. It's not until you cross this next bridge that you find anything of consequence. But once we do get over here, we are going to find on the ground our mug. And then although it doesn't light up, there is a unique staff here that you want to grab. Go ahead and grab that. That's the Kingfisher staff. And then we're going to head over here, loot these chests. And inside you will find some gold and garbage, but this one's got stuff in it. Here we go, our Revered Defender armor. So, let's go into our inventory and check out what we just picked up. So, and I didn't show you this before because, well, it's just the same thing I already have on Cassandra and Blackwall. You've already seen it, but so the shield that she's using there is the same as this. The coloring's off just because of how I crafted it, but anyways, this is that shield pattern that you picked up at the very beginning of the game. If we go into the inventory and then come all the way down here to weapon schematics and go over to shields, it is the Revered Defender Bulwark. So we picked that up very early on in the Descent DLC. That's what that is. That's what that unique shield skin represents. So if you go back into weapons, Kingfisher staff, those are the stats on it. The barrier damage would have been nice to have earlier on, fighting off some of those emissaries that really like to shield themselves all the time. But for right now, there's nothing left that really shields itself, so meh. I'm not really sold on using it, and I know it's supposed to look like a big fishing pole, and it does, but as far as the skin goes on it, that's really blah. So, I don't know. Whatever on that. We're going to go down to Cassandra here, check out this armor so you can see what the Revered Defender armor looks like. Now, honestly, I like that armor. The only thing I'm really not fond of with all of the armors together, even though this skin is nice, is the fact that when you tint it, I don't know if it's coming through in the video if you can tell or not, but there are like pinstripes on the pants. When you tint this armor, depending on how you tint it, sometimes those pinstripes come through in a very bold color and they just look weird. They make the armor look weird. But as far as the like shoulders and the legs and all that, I don't know, that looks kind of badass. But I definitely like that one. So we will shut up and get going back into the game. That's all the show and tell for the gear. We'll head back through here and down to the buzzsaw of shit that we're about to walk into. So, what does that mean? We're going to head over here a little bit. I'll try to give you a good vantage point on the back of the room. So, if you walk down here... Alright, so all the way in the back, I mean dead ahead, as far as you can see towards the back of the room, it looks like there are like rocks that have these like veins running through them up from the floor. Not up on the walls, up from the floor. They're kind of faint. Those are 5 weapon walls that are in the back that you have to destroy with your, wait for it, Earthshaker weapon fragments that we've been gathering. That's why we needed 5 of them. So we're going to destroy that wall, and that's what's going to kind of get us through to the next area, let us establish our next camp. But there's a caveat. As you make your way up through here and into the center of the room, it's going to start a bit of a mini event where all the guys that we've been fighting up to this point, the dwarves with the magic, the dwarves with the guns, the dwarves with the hammers, the rogue dwarves, all of them are going to just start spawning constantly. I killed 40 of them, and they still kept spawning. I don't think they stop until you blow up the weapon wall. So just FYI, when you get in here, fight these guys until you're blue in the face. Gather all the gold and everything that you want from them because they are great at dropping lots of gold, and it's an easy way to farm gold. However, at some point, in order to make it stop and make the madness just stop, you're going to have to go back and blow up those weapon walls back there. And once you do, you just have to clear up whatever's left on the map at that point. Not the map, but just like this little area down here from the event, and then you can move on. If you come back down through here later on, where you actually walk down from this waypoint, say you decided that you forgot something up here or whatever, and you decide you're going to port here and then walk back down here, I have had this event start on me again, even though I've blown up those weapon walls, and the only way to make it stop was to literally run away into the camp that you established past the weapon walls. So just be aware, if you forget something after you blow up the weapon walls and think, oh, I got to go back and blah, 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 if you start at that waypoint up there and then walk back down here, that event may start on you like it did me. I just wanted to give you a heads up because I was totally not expecting that event to start back up again, and it definitely took me by surprise. So before we hit our weapon wall, there is one final gear we're going to collect out here. It's all the way on the right-hand side of the room. And the event will start right as you get to about the center here. And you're going to start seeing red dots show up on the map. When we get up here, we're going to hang a right, pick up a gear, and then probably get knocked down by the guy who spawns right to the right of us. Yes. Which was awesome. So be careful with that. That's honestly the first time I've ever actually been knocked off the ledge by him. But I don't know if we got our gear or not. We did. So now that we have our gear, we're going to tactfully evade combat and head over to the weapon wall and just kind of let our guys deal with them. Because we don't want to fight endless waves of them because we just don't care. I'm going to place our weapon fragments. Do know that if you successfully pick up that gear on the first time and don't get knocked into the water like an idiot, you will likely get company over here like I'm about to get right now. They're not happy about you placing your weapon fragments. Once you do place them and the wall gets destroyed, all you have to do is clean up whatever's left. And of course, you know what that is. That's one of those earth check. Really? Seriously? You really want some of this? Is that how you want to roll? Oh yeah, you're dead. And we're gonna go over here and find that this guy is nearly dead. We finish him off with a little bit of super hot charged lightning balls. Grab another Earthshaker weapon just for good measure. Not that we need it. And as you probably saw here, it's difficult to find during combat, but there is another supply cache up here in case this just gets out of hand for you and you don't have any more potions left. You can definitely come over there and refresh yourself. Alright, now that we have blown up that weapon wall, we are going to head back through here. Loot this chest. Superb Amulet of Strength. Superior Potions Belt. Our Stone Stalker Mask schematic. Our Stone Stalker Coat. And our Revered Defender Helm schematic. If you want to see the Stone Stalker Coat, I'll take you in here and show that to you. Armor. Stone Stalker Coat. Yeah. I like the heavy armor. I just don't know why I don't like the medium and light armor. I think it's got to do something with the shit in the middle with the leather straps across the chest, or I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not doing it for me. All right, open this up, and behind this we will find our next Inquisition camp.
The attacks are getting worse.
We must be getting close to whatever they're protecting.
Only the pure may pass.
That's not what it says.
All others will be punished.
Punished.
Assuming the Shabbatal are the pure,
We're the others who aren't allowed to pass.
could the earthquakes be the punishment?
Wait, we're the others? Hey, I do not have control of some black smoke monster, therefore I are not the others. I'm just putting that out there. If I have to be classified as another, I want a fucking smoke monster. End of story.
If the tremors are deliberate, it could be disastrous for Orzamar's lyrium mines.
The Shabbatal were dwarves once. Something turned them against us. This reads like a final warning. We must be nearing the source.
Something didn't turn them against us. They're vampire dwarfs. They turned. Alright, so, yeah, so her interpretation of this was all wrong. This says, blah, 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 death below, beware, go forward, and thou shalt die. So, it's around about that is what it is. My ancient Dwarven is a little rusty, but that, yeah, I think you get the gist. Alright, so before we go any further, we have some unfinished business to take care of up a few levels. So if you remember back in the earlier walkthroughs, when we were up here in the ruins of Hadron Tag, we not loft. We have lofty expectations of this video, which we are failing to meet. But we have left 2 sacrificial gates unopened. So we're going to head up here and go ahead and crack those open. Now inside you'll find some additional stuff to kill, but as long as you've picked up all of Varric's upgraded Bianca weapon schematics, you're really not going to find anything in either one of these doors. So if you want to skip ahead a little bit in the video, that would probably be a good thing to do right now, because literally this is just going to be me opening doors, finding trash, and killing off random crap. Yeah, behind this door you will find, I don't know, about 30 of the distant cousin of the Nug, the Lurkers. So think of them like Nugs, but with big pointy teeth. Stick your gears in the door. Go ahead and crack the lever and drop shield on everybody, because you're just about to get mobbed. Oh yeah. Super carnage. Alright, kill all of them off, and then you can come over here and loot these chests, and inside there will be absolutely nothing special. if you do still farm for your... I have no idea why that chest is not allowing me to loot it. I absolutely am able to loot that chest at other times that I have been in here. But anyways, if you are someone that likes to, is still looking for those like final few tier 3 schematics that you still haven't picked up or haven't been able to buy, this may be a close enough point to the camp that it's worth running up here and checking just to see if there's any good loot in there while you're out here every once in a while, or just doing the save reload trick from here. I don't know if you can get a certain distance from here and make it reload. We can try that here. I'm gonna guess not. No. So you can't do the reload trick like you can in Emprise du Lion, but anyways, if you wanted to leave them unlooted and just hang out there since they're close to camp for a little while you're down here, you could absolutely do that. Check that other chest while you're on the way if you haven't already looted it, etc., etc. But once again, by this point, you probably don't care about that shit just because you have much better craftable armor and weapons, and the attachments are not significant enough on the tier 3 items to make them that much better than the tier 4 items. At least not with this DLC. With Jaws of Hacken it was questionable because some of those weapons even crafted kind of sucked. So we're going to head out here to our last door, and it's all the way to the back of this room here in the left corner. And if you really like the little Quasimodo looking Genlock Alphas, you're in luck because there's 2 of them in this room to kill off. So be prepared for that. We'll head up to our door, walk through the fire. Yes, we love to be on fire. We'll pull the lever, and inside we will find our friendly neighborhood Quasimodos. Him off. He's dead. Alright, now we're going to do a bit of looting. Absolutely nothing, but we're going to grab that gold. Because, as I said, you can never have too much gold. Yeah, no gold in there. Nothing special. Once again, as long as you have all of Varric's Bianca upgrades, as long as you pick them up all up along the way, you're just not going to find anything in those chests. So now that we cleared those out, everything up here is wrapped up, and if we go into our journal, check our quests, you can see the only thing we have left to do is to venture into the unknown. So that's what we're going to do now. Head back down to the camp that we established just a moment ago, right here. And head forward into the final area of the Descent DLC. In here, we're going to get our final region and our final landmark. We'll get the region as soon as we step in here.
Did the
And then our landmark is right here.
All this?
Or was it here before them?
Alright, so that is done. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of pointing out of things in here because, frankly, there's nothing to point out. There's no loot to be gathered in here outside of the final battle. There are some guys to kill off, but past that, there's just nothing much special in here, which is honestly disappointing because they did such a great job with this level. As far as the graphics go and the design, you know, it'd be nice to be able to get up into those houses that you see up there, maybe find some other cool stuff, but you just really, you can't. So, I don't know. This is kind of a miss for me. I was a little disappointed when I came down here, but we'll head in.
Nothing should surprise me anymore. But this... Wait. The rhythm we followed. We've found the source. But not the Titan.
Sure we have. You remember that time when we were on the Millennium Falcon and we were being chased by the Empire and we had to fly into that asteroid, and then we were down there, like some shit started attacking us, and we went outside, we realized that we were like actually inside something, not just a crater. I think that's what's going on here.
Ever since we came down here, the deep roads have felt different.
Orgasmic. Organic.
We've been looking for the Titan the wrong way. It isn't like us.
It's huge. Big enough to change the world around it.
We can't see the Titan because we're inside it.
Duh. Ooh, look. Friends. Maybe they want to negotiate.
If I don't survive, Orzammar must know the truth.
Maybe not. Maybe they want aggressive negotiations.
I won't fall, Walker.
Negotiations with chain lightning and lightsabers. I think that's what they're after.
Yes, it's still a threat.
Polish these guys off first. Just because they're so much easier to kill than these guys are. Alright, we'll kill them off and do a bit of looting. And as you can see, there's really nothing other than gold coming from these guys. You may pick up the occasional random weapon or item, but they're all definitely going to be worth looting just for the gold value alone. From this point out, I'm telling you nothing unique is going to drop from them, and you're going to have to believe me. So for just for the sake of expediency, I'm going to skip looting the rest of them.
Haven't damaged it.
Once we get down this ladder, we're going to run into some more friends that want to negotiate.
Don't make us fight you!
You cannot escape my furious lightning balls. Alright, so we're going to head down here in this direction, and we are going to find my favorite, more ladders. Luckily, we are going down and not up. It's so much easier to go down. I really like chutes more than I like ladders. We're going to head out on this bridge, find some more friends awaiting our arrival anxiously. Deal with them.
Make it take you!
Alright. Get them killed off, and then we're going to continue
fight like
down in
fanatics.
this direction.
Aren't they afraid to die?
Perhaps
No, they're
the
not afraid
Titan's
to die.
legion of
They're
the dead.
vampires. I told
Don't
you
say
this
that.
already. Stop questioning me. I am the Inquisitor. I know everything. Because I ask so many questions myself. You don't even have to ask the questions. I've already asked them. Alright, down here, down another ladder, and down to yet another bridge where friends shall await our arrival.
I don't want to hurt you!
I won't say eagerly, because I think by now they know what's coming. Stop playing with the easy guys and go kill the guy that none of us like. That's right, Cassandra. Yank him halfway across the bridge. What you should be able to do is yank him up to her and then knock him off this edge here so we don't have to stand here and waste time killing him. Alright, now he's down. We are going to see the magic weapon walls all get dismantled. And we're going to head around in this direction, kick some rocks out of our way because no big rocks can stand in the way of us. We're the Inquisitor, damn it. And we're going to find our last supply cache in here. Please, 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 if you have used potions and you do not have full potions, use that supply cache. You're probably going to need it. We're going to head down here and get into a bit of a cutscene.
Look. These are the only memories in this area. That phrase is the path of purity. And there's a reference to Titan's blood. It says the Shabratal come here to drink it.
I told you they're dwarven vampires.
The Titan's blood must keep the Shabratal alive and powerful.
But where is it? Unless... Lyrium. The Titan's blood is lyrium.
Every nation on the surface buys lyrium. Orzamar's entire economy is based on the trade.
This is bigger than any one nation.
We have to stop this!
Okay. And I just have to say that was kind of a loose interpretation of what this says. What this actually says is beware the dwarven vampires, they will drink your blood. So she just I mean, she's, you know, she's a dwarf, yeah, but she's not the Inquisitor. She doesn't have my knowledge of ancient dwarven runes, obviously, and therefore her it was a little off. There was still some blood drinking in there. She was halfway there. She got the gist of it, but yeah, that's what it really says. Anyways, so once you get over here, my recommendation is that you save your game because right over there is the final boss battle, and it would be good to have a saved game close by because it can be difficult depending on the difficulty you have your game set on. This can be a little bit nasty. But we'll head in here, watch a little bit of a cutscene, and then break it down. We get to see Shaper Volta curl up in the fetal position. Mama. Yeah, that's a toad. And the Kraken is not happy. That was the, oh, not fucking again. Alright, so the way this breaks down, there are a couple things in here to take note of. On him, he has rock flails. There's 3 sets of them. One here, and one here. They are all immune to physical effects, and they cannot be taunted, so you can't have your tank them. Killing these off will be helpful depending on the difficulty setting you're on, just for the fact that they do kind of flail around, as the name suggests, and do damage to you. The other thing to take note of is these lyrium clusters. Now, they are also immune to being taunted, but they don't attack you, and they are immune to physical effects. Something to note about these, they are special insofar as that the damage you do to these is actually the damage that kind of ticks down on the Guardian's health, and there are 3 of them. but all three of them are linked. So as one takes damage, all the others take damage. So it's not like you have to kill this one and then move over here and kill this one and move over here and kill this one. I have not played this on Nightmare or whatever the highest level difficulty was. I pretty much completed the game once on that and then decided I wasn't doing that again. So that may change on the highest level difficulty. I don't know because I haven't tested that out yet. But other than that, for what we're doing right now, you should be able to kill one of them, and it pretty much kills the rest of them off as you go. So we will jump in here. The other thing to keep an eye on is if you have a squishy character with you who's melee, kind of like a rogue, it's likely that they'll die. Cole almost always dies here. I don't really know any way else to put it. But while he's alive, we'll try to keep him shielded. So we'll move in here. And we are going to drop our focus ability here since we have it on top of some of this stuff, since it is, I guess, magic damage. Take out the flails. And alright, that's one down. And you can see it is doing some additional damage. As you randomly drop chain lightning, it attacks the crystals as well. And there goes Cole. As I said, Cole he just loves to die. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Consider Cole cannon fodder for this battle. And you absolutely don't have to kill these off, but just for the sake of getting them out of the way, we're going to kill them off. Alright. And you can see that there's all that stuff popping out of the ground. And the knockbacks that are happening. Here's the stuff popping out of the ground. You kind of have to avoid if you're standing back there as a caster or a ranged character, throwing shit all over the place. You don't want it to hit you. But once that's done, you're semi-safe, I guess, to just stand up here and start wreaking havoc on these clusters. And we will drop our lightning balls on them. Another chain lightning. Hit them with the staff a few times. And they shall fall. Death animation is sucked into the abyss. He implodes, as all good Titans should. And you can see we now picked up our Revered Defender armor and the Cowl of the Pure schematic, and we picked up 2 other items, which I'll show to you in just a moment.
Are you hurt?
Too loud. The song. Stop!
Don't you be casting no dwarven magic on me. I told you, you're not supposed to have that shit.
It's all right.
You cast some kind of spell. That shouldn't be possible.
It wasn't a spell. It was an accident. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I'm a magic dwarf now, but don't pay no attention to the dwarf
help.
behind the curtain.
You may be injured or...
I feel better than I ever have. Stronger, more alive.
She drank the blood.
The stone is silent. The rhythm has faded, and so have the tremors. But the song still echoes. It tells me things. The breach, that's what disturbed the Titan. It is calm now that it has a connection with one of its children. With me.
Oh yeah, the song, it speaks to me. Yeah, we call that schizophrenia when you start listening to the voices in your head.
The Titan changed you, Volta. You need to be cautious.
I am different, but I am still a shaper. Isana, it's our word for lyrium, and we are taught that it is a gift from the stone. But there's so much more to it than we ever imagined. I was sent to the deep roads to recover lost history. This is only the beginning. I am staying here.
You think you understand what's happened to you, but you could be wrong. The lyrium could be turning you into a Shabratol. Or worse.
The Shabratol turned themselves into monsters. I have changed because the Titan willed it. The mine's collapse, Ren's death. It all happened to bring me here.
Oh, it was all about you.
After all we have seen, you wish to be alone to commune with this creature?
Who could she harm down here besides herself?
She's singing, sighing, slipping through the silence. She can heal here.
Oh, shut up,
I am
Cole.
called to the Search Inquisitor. This is where I belong.
I'm leaving with more questions than answers. But that doesn't mean you have to. Just be careful. The Shaperate in Orzammar will want to know what happened to you.
Tell them the truth. You don't know.
I'll tell them he became a
Let's go.
vampire dwarf drinking lyrium blood. I'm back.
She always comes back. Pay up, Soroka.
The Seven Dwarfs. Anyways, alright, so that is it for the Descent DLC. But before we go, let's pop into our inventory and check out those items that we picked up. The Stonebreaker, a unique maul. There are the stats on that. Anything with 10% chance to use Shield Bash on a hit is awesome. I don't know if you've tried that out with other weapon enchants or other weapons, but damn, when that works, that's pretty fucking nice. And then a new bow. I will switch over to the requisite characters so you can see what those look like as well. So we'll go down to Cassandra, and here is the Stonebreaker Maul. And then if we go down to Cole, we can check out the bow. Here's the bow. If you look closely at the icon, it actually looks a lot like the Griffin longbow, but alas, it is not. And it also doesn't shoot 3 arrows at once, which would be nice. But so that's it for the 2 unique items we picked up, and then we also picked up the patterns for the Cowl of the Pure and the Revered Defender armor. So all of our Revered Defender or Dwarven armor looking stuff that can be worn by someone other than dwarves, which is nice. It's not like the Legion of the Dead armor. Is all complete. We've gotten all that stuff. And that's it for the DLC. Just some final thoughts to leave you with. I don't know about you, how you found the ending, but personally I found it to be... it left me wanting for more. It just really didn't wrap things up in a way that I was happy with. But it was nice for them to do a little bit more with the Deep Roads. I would have liked some more with the Deep Roads, the Darkspawn, some more big demons. I know they can't throw an Archdemon in here or anything like that, but the Deep Roads from other Dragon Age games were very fun. This was too. This was totally worth the $15, but I would have liked more. That would have been pretty cool. But the gear that came out of it was awesome. I love the new patterns from a stats perspective. I really like this new staff. This thing looks great. I really like it a lot. The new shields are pretty awesome. I mean, those look great, right? So overall, I mean, I think everything was good in this DLC. I don't think this was a miss like Jaws of Hacken was. There was some good stuff in Jaws of Hacken, but for whatever reason, it just didn't. And Blackwall's doing his little Blackwall dance. I don't know, is he about to charge at us, or I don't know, about to get out of the way, or what's going on? See, look at him. He was getting ready to charge at me. You just saw it. Anyways, that's it. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, as it was the first one that we've done on the channel for Dragon Age, and I hope you enjoyed the DLC yourself. If you have any comments, please leave them underneath the video in the comments section. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the channel. If I can help out, I'm always glad to, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care.